I'm the manager of Indaco2, that is one of the partners of the Blue Deal project that is led by the University of Siena. And I'm currently also a researcher teacher at the University of Florence in the Department of Architecture. I will show you one of the different outcomes we achieved with the Blue Deal project. In general, we say that the Blue Deal project is aimed at engaging stakeholders, including public administrations, businesses, citizens, students, and we do it through a set of different actions. I will tell you something about one of these actions. It is the laboratories that we implemented in 5 different locations in the Mediterranean in order to get public administrations and local stakeholders engaged in a sort of blue energy planning process. That means that we are going to identify the basic, most suitable sites for the installation of blue energy plants in these specific sites. And we do this following a set of stages or of steps, let's say. In general, we do it through a sequence of 6 stages. So this is in general the idea or the framework of the tool that we implemented in the Blue Deal project. The first step is about the identification of the blue energy potential in specific areas. And we do it first through a general overview of the Mediterranean Sea. You can open access this tool, namely Maestrale WebGIS, and it is a sort of online WebGIS where you can check the available marine energy concerning wind speed, wave energy, marine currents, tidal energy in the Mediterranean. So you can have a first idea of the basic potentials you have. Of course, in this first stage of our blue energy planning framework, we also implemented more specific analysis that are much more referred to the specific sites and the target regions we were analyzed. Second stage is about the blue energy technologies. So the point here is, what are the available technologies to harvest marine energies? So the most common concerns with offshore wind, typical wind turbines, systems to capture wave energy, and also other devices that can exploit marine currents or thermal energy, like based on seawater-based heat pumps, or to exploit marine biomass through biorefinery or salinity gradient in case combined with the desalinating plants. So these are the different sets of blue energy technologies that we analyzed in the Blue Deal project. Just to give you an example about wind farms in the Mediterranean area, due to the deep bathymetry, we cannot use the typical fixed wind turbines with basements, but we need floating offshore farms. So there are different technologies to exploit wind based on floating platforms, so like this. But also there are technologies to exploit wave energy that are fixed in existing docks or in harbors, or other that are offshore systems like buoys that, based on the oscillation due to wave motions, can be used to generate electricity. And also, as I said, there are other technologies, seawater-based heat pumps or marine biomass, but these are less interesting in our Mediterranean area. The third step So while the second step is about the existing technologies and what are the basic requirements needed to install them, like the bathymetry, the wind speed, the minimum requirements to let them operate well. The first step is about the mapping. So it is about target regions and the combination of different variables, like the bathymetry and the potentials, like with wind. This is the case of the localization of potential sites for wind farms, for example. So we also identified sites that are, let's say, exclusion zones where we cannot install blue energies, like areas with Posidonia or natural protected areas or navigation routes, ports, military areas or system like that. So if we make a combination of all this information, we can identify the exclusion zones in the area where we cannot install blue energy plants. And at the end, we have a few sites that are suitable for the installation. In this case, especially based on a debate with local stakeholders, we identified one area. This is the case of the island of Cyprus, one area where we can install an offshore wind farm. The fourth point is a combination of all this information to identify these pilot sites. And we made it for the different technologies. I showed you wind farms, but we can make the same process for wave energy plants, for marine currents, for marine biomass that is usually combined or combined with aquacultural systems, for salinity gradients that are usually combined with the salinating plants. So this is the basic process that we make to identify potential sites for the installation of blue energy plants. The fifth step is about assessments. So based on this availability of pilot sites, how much energy can we produce by marine energy? And if we are in the case of Cyprus, you see here that there is an electricity demand of Cyprus more than 5,000 gigawatt hour per year. We know that most of this electricity is currently produced 90% by fossil fuels. So this electricity system in Cyprus has a high impact. So what you see in the slide, I don't know if you can see that the green square there, that is the surface of forest that would be needed to absorb the impact of this energy system to make it sustainable or carbon neutral. So you see that the impact is very high. To have this electricity system sustainable, we should cover most of the islands with a forest. So this is not possible, of course. So the basic idea is that if we add all these blue energy devices, blue energy plants, we can produce 480 gigawatt hour of electricity by wind farms, 10 gigawatt hour of electricity by wave energy sources, and at the end we can decrease this impact, this carbon footprint of the energy system by 10%. So the rate, the contribute of blue energy in the island of Cyprus would be quite interesting. And of course, combined with other renewables, there is the opportunity to achieve a condition of carbon neutrality in Cyprus. Of course, most of this analysis is based on additional analysis like life cycle assessment of devices that we made. The result is just that if we currently use electricity in Cyprus, the impact is more than 600 grams of equivalent carbon dioxide emitted in the atmosphere per kilowatt hour of electricity. If we use a wind farm, this is around 50 grams, so much, much, much less. It's not zero, the impact of renewable energies, but it's much, much less than fossil fuels, for example. The last point, sixth point, is about visualization. We make this plan. We can hypothesize to install these blue energy plants. We should visualize them. We do it through digital system or also virtual reality in order to let citizens understand in advance how it looks like and to understand if they like it or to prepare them in order to avoid any problem of social acceptance that usually with renewable energy is one of the most important. So you see here how these energies, wind farms or buoys can look like in the area of Cyprus. At the end, we have a sort of blue energy plan that is not a definite plan, but is matter for a conversation, matter for a discussion with local stakeholders. So based on this information saying, well, in Cyprus, we can implement all these energy plans. At the end, we can say, let's discuss about that with local stakeholders, public authorities, businesses, in order to understand what can we do, what is the opinion of citizens, how can we manage this process, blue energy planning process, in order to let it be better than before, and we kick off a sort of energy transition based on marine energies in the island. So at the end, there is a debate about all the stakeholders, and the final result of the Blue Deal project is to make a sort of alliance, an agreement with public authorities, businesses, citizens, in order to identify the best solutions and start implementing blue energy plants in Cyprus. All the information, very detailed and specific information about this tool, this blue energy planning framework, will be published in a journal that is an open access journal, Frontiers in Energy Research, so you can have even more details about the procedure we followed. That's it. Let's make a blue deal.